Tarot Thursday. I'm your host, Reverend Mary Hawk, and with me is Reverend Don Lewis.
Hello, hello.
So, hello, and thank you for joining us. As usual, we are here to do 3-card, more or less readings.
Yes.
If you want to post your questions in chat. So, just if you have a question for us, just post it in chat on whatever platform you're watching on, and we will see it.
I should probably point out that here in Danville, we've been having rather a strong thunderstorm for a little while. I'm not
Okay.
expecting any problems, but just in case.
Just in case a problem could occur. And hello to Renee. Good to see you.
Yes, indeed.
And Renee is on my personal page tonight.
Ah. I was going to say I didn't see her in the chat room.
No, but I keep
on
an
the
eye
personal
on
page,
my,
it doesn't show. Yeah.
on my phone.
So how was
We've
your
had
day today?
we've had beautiful weather here.
Oh, good. Well, we had a beautiful day today. It was only as we came to nightfall that we got the thunderstorms.
Oh,
And hello to
and
Janet
hello.
in the chat room.
Good to see you, Janet.
Now, there's been hail and everything.
Wow.
I don't really hear much going on right now, but
Well,
I don't
that's
think it's
good.
over. Yeah.
Maybe it will blow itself out.
It will. Just a lovely little thunderstorm.
Well, it will bring the May flowers, right?
That, that's what they say.
Because it's an almost April shower.
Well, that's true. It is.
So if April showers bring May flowers, do you know what May flowers bring?
What do Mayflowers bring?
Pilgrims.
I was going to say overly acquisitive neighbors.
Hello,
Hello, Reverend
Michael.
Michael.
Good to see you. It is a very old joke, and I'm surprised you hadn't heard it before.
I have.
Michael says hay fever. Also that. So if anyone has a question for us, go ahead and post it in chat, or I'll think of another bad joke. I have grandkids. I hear bad jokes a lot.
So I had a lovely walk today out in the forest, and we did that yesterday as well. And if you follow my Facebook page, you can see the photos of the turtles that we were photographing.
Ah, no deer?
Not actually. Now that the weather's gotten warm, we're not seeing many of them.
Okay.
Also, I believe
And
we're kind of in foaling season. So I don't think they're coming out as they were.
Alrighty. And Michael has asked for a general reading, and Janet wants to know what this summer will bring.
So the first card I've drawn is the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is conflict. Could be internal conflict, could be external conflict, it could be maybe someone you're having a disagreement with in the immediate future, or it could be an internal disagreement. But look for a little bit of a conflict in the near future. But with that, we have the Magus, which says that you have the ability to work your will in the situation to have what it is you desire. So stay focused on what you want. Remember you can have it, and don't allow that conflict to overwhelm you. With that, we have the Empress. The Empress is happiness and prosperity. So yeah, if there's some conflict around there, maybe some situations that need some decisions made, but overall the situation is good. And for a Brian card, I have drawn the future. The future is flying on your artificial wings. Just be careful you don't head too close to the sun. If you don't fly so close to the sun that the wax melts, the wings will be just fine. So in other words, follow your dreams, but do not be hubristic about it. Have common sense as well. And if you do that, I think everything should be fine. And there you go.
So I have got the Ten of Lamps, and this card says, work together with others to achieve your goal. I've got the Princess of Cups, and this is about being clear about what you want and what you need emotionally. I've got the King of Cups, which is about being in a good place with your relationships. And then I've got the Queen of Lamps, and that is about working within your current situation and what you have. So don't look for things outside of what you already have. So I hope that's helpful. And Janet says turtles are her favorite.
Oh, cool.
So now Janet wants to know what this summer will bring.
Well, the first card I've drawn is the Five of Coins. The Five of Coins often represents loss or sorrow. So there may be something that you were hoping for, something you were working on, something you desired, but is not going to go as you desire for it to do. At the same time, you have strength, which is the ability to deal with that, and the Queen of Cups, which is happiness. So it's saying, the situation is going to be good. Enjoy the good things you have. Realize there may be some things that you wanted that aren't going to be there. I'm going to draw a Brian card for you, because of course I am. Because we have to remember Brian. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles says, there are a number of things in front of you. Make sure that you're looking at them clearly. Whatever it is that you wanted and doesn't quite seem to come to pass, take a good hard look at it and make sure you really wanted it. Look at the things that are in front of you, see them, step back from your emotions and see them as clear as you can, and you'll get better results. But again, we have the Queen of Cups, which is happiness. So overall, I think the situation will be good.
Okay. Well, Janet, the first card I've got for you is the High Priestess. So this is consult with your higher power, however you see this. I have the Queen of Lamps. So this is about working with what you already have within the situation. And I have the King of Wands. So go with your passion. So, and I'm going to pull the Brian card because, of course, I am. And I have time. So remember, time is a cycle, and what goes around comes around. So whatever is going on right now is temporary. So I hope you find that helpful. Let's see. And hello to Eugene from East Tennessee, where the weather has been nice. Hi to Rachel from Ohio. Hey, Anissa. He says, if you can have dad jokes, why not other kinds of jokes, like mom jokes? And Renee would like a general reading. And if you would like to book a private reading with either of us, you can do that at divinationtv.com, your destination for all things divination. You are welcome, Janet.
So the first card I have drawn is Temperance. And temperance is creating new things out of existing things, taking things, reviving them, revamping them, renewing them. So it's new things coming, but they're being built out of things that are already there. So it's a renewal. With that, we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords says that you're going to find yourself with one or more important decisions in the near future, meaning the next couple of months, and having to do with that renewing of things in your life. So you may be looking of ways to deal with different situations around you, but you have good judgment to make those decisions. And then we have the Ace of Wands, and you're going to feel very passionate about the things that you're doing. You're going to feel that you're getting on the right track. You're going to feel like you're doing the right things, and you're going to be generally pleased with what you're doing. I'm going to draw a Brian card. And I've drawn the Magos again. The Magos says you can do what you desire to do here. Make sure it's what you really want, and trust yourself to be able to bring about the result that you are wanting to have. And if you do that, it should all go fairly well for you.
All right. Well, the first card I have for you is Magic. So you can get the result that you want. I have the Prince of Pentacles. So this is about slow and steady growth. and I have Justice. So this is about getting a result that you've been working for quite some time. So I hope that is helpful, and I think we are caught up at this point.
Okay.
Let me double check. Yes, we are. Hey, Lena. And Lena has asked for a reading on their finances over the next 3 months. Good to see
Okay.
you.
Okay. Well, first card I've drawn is Strength. Strength says you may not be terribly abundant, but you're more than able to deal with it. So you have the strength you need to have the resources that you need to deal with whatever is happening here. With that, you have the Queen of Wands, which says, well, yeah, but it may be a little more abundant than all that. Strength is the ability to get through. The Queen of Wands says you'll have all that you need, and maybe a little bit more than that. So in terms of finances for the next 3 months, I would say that they won't be bad. They might not be everything that you desire. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which says you're also going to be really, really busy. So I think you're going to be very busy. You're going to be doing a lot of things. I think that you will have everything that you need, but it's going to be a time period where you may feel yourself running, so to speak. I'm going to draw one more card because, of course, I am.
Of course you are.
And I've drawn the King of Lamps, which is meditation, which says, relax. Do not worry about it. Look within yourself for spiritual guidance. Everything is going to work out just fine. But again, it may not be everything that you want right away, but it's going to be just fine. And you will certainly get through it. You just may feel the work that you have to do so. And there you go.
All right. First card I've got is the Four of Cups. And this means you may feel that things are not exactly where you want them to be. I have the Three of Pentacles, which means you're going to be recognized for doing good work. And I have the Princess of Pentacles, which means you're going to have the resources that you need. So you're going to have what you need. And we'll draw one more card, and I have the Queen of Pentacles. So you're going to be laying a foundation over the next 3 months that is going to build up to where you want to be. Even if the next 3 months you're not exactly where you want to be, you're starting a foundation that will take you to where you want to be.
We want to say hello to Kayleen in the chat room. We want to say hello to Shar, who is not in the chat room as such, but she is watching. And if you are watching from one of our personal pages, comments that are made there don't show up in the chat room, so we don't see them. If you go to like the Divination TV page, the Magic TV / Corellian TV page, or some of the other pages we publish on, you make a comment there, we will see it. Shar would like to have a general reading.
All right. Are welcome, Lena.
Yes, indeed.
And Shar won't be happy to do a reading for you. Good to hear from you, Shar. Oh, we have an escapee. Okay, Shar, the first card I've got is the Seven of Swords. So you're in a situation that requires some careful navigation. You can make a success of it, but you will need to be careful. Next, I have Future. So this card again says you can get what you want, move forward with some caution, don't fly too close to the sun. And I have Strength, which says you are strong enough to deal with the situation. And our escapee is the Four of Lamps, which says you may need some more information about the situation you're dealing with.
Yes, it's important to remember that sunscreen will not protect wax wings from
Yes, sunscreen will not keep you from your wings from melting if you fly too close to the sun.
So my first card is the King of Cups. King of Cups is happiness. So I think that overall you're going to find yourself in a happy situation in the immediate future. With it, we have magic. Magic says that you need to remember you're a magical person. And for the things that you wish to do, the things you wish to have, use your magic. Do not be passive, but bring it about. You know how to do this. Use your psychic and magical skills for what they're for, and bring about what you desire. Then we have the Prince of Cups, and the Prince of Cups says it's very important to express how you feel, to get your message out. If you don't express how you feel, people won't know. And make sure that you are actively communicating what needs to be communicated. And let's draw the Brian card. The Brian card is the Six of Coins. And the Six of Coins is getting a little help from the universe or from another person. So it's saying that as you're dealing with the things that are in front of you, You also will have help coming from outside. You want to use your inner magical ability help, but you'll also have help from the universe and the world at large. So overall, it looks good to me. And there you go.
All right. And now, Marie, I thought that was an alias for Renee.
Hmm?
Maria's asked for a general reading.
Okay.
All righty.
Oh, and Shar says thank you.
You're very welcome, Shar. Okay, Renee, we did do a reading for you earlier. Yeah, we'll do another one. All right, so I've got the Ace of Cups here, so I think things are going to be very emotional for you. We have the Two of Wands, so you are starting something new. And I have the Five of Lamps. And so you can expect some new revelations. And we've got the Past card. So when this card comes up, be sure you're letting go of things that don't serve you very well. So I hope you find that helpful.
So my first card was an escapee, and it is the Nine of Swords, or the so-called Ghastly Nightmare card. And this card says that, whatever it is that you're worried about, you should be. But like a nightmare, the way that it could hurt you is if you try to get away from it and fall out of bed. In and of itself, it's not so bad. So in dealing with this situation, whatever it is that you're worried about, face it head on. Don't try to get away from it. Just deal with it. You'll find it goes far easier than you think. With that, we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is passion. And you're going to find yourself feeling probably pretty excited about things happening in your near future. The Fool. And the Fool says, you can kind of make whatever it is that you want happen by taking the first step to do it. But you have to take that first step. Everything is possible, but you have to make the decision to do it and move forward with it. And then our final card is Strength, which says that you're more than capable of doing whatever it is that is in front of you. Again, it may be something you're a little worried about, but you don't really need to be as long as you face it head on. And there you
go. All right. And Anissa's friend is looking for a job. Will he find it by May the 5th?
Her friend is named Alan. I always
Yes.
liked him more than Ken. Going back to bad jokes.
Yes. Bad jokes. We have them. You are welcome.
Oh, yes, indeed. Ooh. So, my first card is the Ten of Pentacles, which inclines me to say yes. Alan will be able to find a job within this period of time. The Ten of Pentacles is success, home, stability, prosperity, all those good things. In a question like this, I would take that to say yes. With it, we have the Princess of Coins. The Princess of Coins says, yeah, he could go do it tomorrow. He has everything he needs, but part of him is holding back a little bit. And he needs to overcome that and overcome his inner inhibitions to bring this about. And then we have the Prince of Swords, which kind of says the same thing. The Prince of Swords calls for healthy selfishness. So Alan needs to consider what he really wants, not what he thinks he should have, not what everybody else thinks he should have, but what he wants, and focus on that, and he'll have far quicker success. If he does not see to getting his own needs met, no one else will meet them. But he would be able to meet them himself by prioritizing them. So altogether, I would say yes, but he does have to make it his priority and make the move. I'm going to draw one more because I've drawn the Princess of Wands. Princess of Wands is basically the same thing. It says everything that's needed is there, but the action must be taken. So maybe he's holding back a little bit in some way, or maybe part of him isn't sure what he wants, or knows he doesn't necessarily want what he's consciously looking for. And he needs to make some adjustments around that. If he's looking for what he really wants, he will find it. And he needs to find something that will be what he wants. And that's entirely possible within this time period. So there you go.
Okay, I have the Four of Pentacles, which means being in a good financial position. I have Strength, which means having what you need or the ability you need. And I have the Queen of Lamps, which means you have the resources. What he said. Basically. So, yes, Alan can have the job by the 5th. He needs to go get the job because he can have the job.
Mm-hmm.
So, the only other thing I've got is what is he doing to find a job? Jobs don't come knock on your door and say, "Here I am."
Sometimes they do.
What?
Sometimes they do. But granted, they mostly don't.
I have never had a job just fall in my lap.
I have. But then you have to remember the kind of work that I do or did.
Yes. But in general, you have to go apply for a job. You have to tell people you are looking for a job. You have to put your resume out there. And people, in fact, knew you were a talented graphics artist.
Well, yes. So,
And they referred you around, your name around. So I'm not surprised people came looking for you when they needed work done.
so Corey Judy would like a reading on which path to focus on.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what that means.
All right.
Okay,
She
private
does.
messaging. She is also saying that she's trying to ask through the chat rooms and not getting through for some reason.
All
So I don't know if
right.
it's the page that she's on or if there's some other problem happening tonight because of the weather. So we apologize for that. It's
Yes.
annoying.
But
So we're sorry that's happening. So
yes.
Corey would like to know which path to focus on.
Okay. Judy.
Yes, Judy. Corey Judy.
And we do this as a service, but if you would like to send us a PayPal tip, you can do so at maryhawk1968@gmail.com. Tips are appreciated. Okay, Judy. So the first card I've got for you is the Six of Swords. This is about taking a journey, and the horse is giving you a side eye over it. You drew the horse with a side eye. What can I
I did,
say?
yes.
Next, we've got the Five of Pentacles, which is suggesting some sort of loss or restriction in the material realm. We've got Death, which is transformation. And I'm going to draw the Brian card, and I have got the Two of Cups, which suggests a new relationship. It could be a romantic relationship, it could be a friendship. So I'm going to say the path you need to follow is the one that is going to take you on a journey of complete transformation here. So I hope you find that helpful.
So the first card I have drawn is the Nine of Swords, which again is the Ghastly Nightmare card, which says you may be a little afraid of what these options are putting before you. It may seem a little overwhelming. It may not seem like it's quite what you want to do. More likely, it seems like it's a little big, maybe a little much to do. But again, the nightmare can only hurt you if you try to get away from it and fall out of bed. So it's saying that when you look at this choice, and the one that you need to take is the one that actually seems bigger and scarier, don't let it scare you. Just do what needs to be done. You'll find it goes so much easier than you think it's going to. With it, we have the Ten of Wands, which says this is right on the verge of being resolved. You have been waiting on it. You're still waiting for a little while, but it's almost there. So be patient with it. And then the Ten of Lamps, which is personal excellence and enlightenment. And yeah, there's some things in this that may be a little overwhelming, some things in this that will require work, but the payoff is well worth it. So my answer to this, given that I have no idea what the paths we're talking about are, is that the one that seems more challenging or more intimidating is the one you really want. I'm going to, of course, draw a Brian card for you. And I've drawn the Eight of Swords. And I'm not going to end on the Eight of Swords, so I'll draw a second one. And I've drawn Temperance. So the Eight of Swords says that as you deal with this, you may feel as if you don't really have all of the room you'd like to have to make your decision. You may feel like you're a little boxed in by it. That might be the part of it that is showing as the Nine of Swords. But don't let that overwhelm you, and approach it from the point of view of temperance, of taking what is there and making something new from it, of making a new beginning from it and moving forward. And if you do that, you'll be pleased. And there you go.
Hope that's helpful. And Lucas has asked for a general reading. Hello, Lucas. Good to hear from you.
Hello, hello.
Okay. The first card I've got for you, Lucas, is the Empress. And this is a very loving, nurturing Mother Goddess energy card, followed by the Chariot. And this is a card of very swift action. So expect changes rapidly. And then we have the Princess of Cups. And this is about communicating your emotions clearly and being sure you understand what you're feeling. And then I'll draw one more card for you and communicate clearly.
The house is on fire.
What?
The house is on fire.
Because there is some conflict. So be sure you are communicating clearly. But overall, I would say it's a very favorable reading.
And mine looks that way as well. The first card I've drawn is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is achieving something you've worked for, achieving success. So I would say that as you go forward in the next few weeks, maybe the next couple of months, you're going to feel that you have come to a place you want to be at, a place that you've maybe been working toward for a while. Two of Lamps says, yeah, you're still looking toward the future. You're still looking at where you're going next, but you've gotten to where you've wanted to be. And then we have the Six of Wands, which is victory. So you're going to feel pretty good about, I would say, everything that's going on here. You are still kind of looking in the future to see what next you want, what more you want to do. But for where you are, things are looking good. And let us draw the Brian card. And I've drawn the Six of Coins, which says, in addition to all of that, the universe is likely to be moving in your direction. You may be getting help from another person, or an institution, or just the universe itself. So in addition to everything looking pretty good, I think you're also going to find help in the situation as well. So there you go.
Okay, and Rachel Brady has asked, should I pursue strengthening my new friendships or focus on strengthening a wavering friendship? And Rachel Brady has
Are you studying to be a ventriloquist?
No, my phone strangely unmuted itself.
Because I mean, you never know. You could have a little stuffed Mary handy for a new act.
We'll debut that on our new show.
Okay, I have drawn 3 cards. First card is the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is situations preparing to change. Since you're asking about an older friendship and where you should be putting your emphasis, I don't think that's the answer. I think that the older situation is preparing to perhaps move out of your life or take less importance than it's had in the past. With that, we have the Five of Swords, which is conflict. Well, of course, you're feeling conflict about that. And there may be conflict around it, but still, I think that it is the lessening influence. Then we have the Four of Wands, which is success. And you can see in the picture, it's represented by a marriage, which is a new alliance. So I would say maybe focus on those newer friendships. I'm going to draw one more card. And I've drawn the Princess of Lamps, and the Princess of Lamps says that you can put your focus wherever you want. The Princess of Lamps is all about magic and ability to work your will in the world. So it's saying that it doesn't even necessarily have to be either or, but if it's either or, focus on the new ones. And there you go.
So, first card I've got is the Three of Cups, and it's a party. So it's a celebration with many people. So I tend to think it doesn't have to be one or the other, but you may want to focus more on strengthening new friendships. Then I have the High Priestess, which is appealing to your higher power. I have the Magus, which is using your magic. And then I pulled the Seven of Lamps, which is letting go of what no longer serves you. So that really tends to say let go of older relationships if they are no longer serving you. So I hope that is helpful.
Yes.
And Lynn has asked for a general reading, have tried to get through, but difficulties. And I apologize. Other people have said they have had difficulties in the chat room tonight. I'm not sure what's up.
Well, you know, as I said when we started, here where I am, we're having very inclement weather. That might be affecting some of this. I don't know.
I don't know.
Or the algorithm has decided it does not like us. One or the other.
Yes.
That's okay. We're magical people. We can handle the algorithm.
We
It will learn to love. We can use the carrot or we can use the stick, but we will make it love us one way or the other. Okay, so this is, did you say a general reading for Lynn?
This is a general reading for Lynn, yes.
Okay. And then we have a question about Melania Trump. And boy, do I have an answer for that one.
Stop.
So, first card I have drawn is once again the Seven of Pentacles, which has come up several times this evening. Seven of Pentacles says that there are a number of things you're looking at, a number of perhaps choices before you. Make sure you see them clearly. Be careful of illusions or misunderstandings. Be sure that you're asking yourself realistic questions about what you're looking at and finding realistic answers. With that, you have the Moon. The Moon is another card that has to do with magic and spirituality. And it says that in addressing the situations in front of you in the immediate future, meaning the next few weeks, next couple of months, do have reference to your spirituality. And remember that we're all magical people. You can bring the powers of your higher self to bear in the situations that you're dealing with. So as you deal with those different situations and you're trying to make perhaps a decision between them, and you really need to see them clearly, remember that you can also use your spirituality to clear your vision. There are a number of ways to do that. Divination is one of them. Maybe doing a burning to send away illusions. There are a variety of things you can do, but use your spirituality to help in assessing the situations you're dealing with. And then we have the Ace of Coins, which is money. So those choices may be financial in character or things that affect your prosperity. Definitely you're going to be dealing with issues about prosperity. And I would say in a very positive way. But again, make sure you're clear on what you're looking at. You did have an SKP. The SKP is the Eight of Lamps. You can see in the picture the lady is levitating. And this is about perfecting your mojo, so to speak. So I think you're going to be in a period of time where you'll be able to make some very good decisions, particularly financially. But you do have to step away from your emotions, step away from any illusions, see everything clearly, and then you'll make good decisions and have good outcomes. And there you go.
So the first card I have for you, Lynn, is the Universe. So you are finishing up a cycle. So you're starting something afresh, are in a situation where what you're trying to accomplish is difficult. You can do it. It may take some hard work and careful planning, but you can get what you want. And part of that is going to be careful communication. That's what the Princess of Swords is about. And I'm going to pull one more card, and we have the Six of Wands, and this is getting what you need or what you want. So, overall, that is a very favorable reading. So, I hope you find that helpful. And now, Blessings from Bridget asks, I have a question not for myself, but about myself. I am concerned about Melania Trump's recent announcement of robots in education. Will robots replace teachers? How will robots affect children?
So, I have to admit, I did not see the details of the comment.
I'm
But I'm suspecting she's actually talking about AI. Maybe a little bit about robots.
I'm
But
imagining my grandkids figuring out how to make a robot become a gibbering mess. Reverend Don knows my grandkids. How long do you think it would take them to do it?
I don't think robots quite work that way.
I
But
mean,
in terms of the basic question, if we're talking about things like AI, that definitely is the incoming technology. And you are going to see it applied to education. My counterpart, Ed the Pagan, has spent today and yesterday at a big legal conference in Chicago about how AI is being incorporated into the legal profession. It certainly is going to be incorporated into the educational profession. And if you are a teacher, I recommend studying it a little bit for the purpose of job security. Is it going to replace teachers? No, I don't think it will. Will it displace some teachers? It probably will do that. I think it's going to displace a number of people, but it will displace least the people who know how to use it. So I recommend familiarizing yourself with it. We probably could draw a couple of cards for this. Do you want to draw cards for this?
I'm still picturing my grandkids figuring out how to manipulate it.
Well, people will do that.
They absolutely will. Are you kidding me? The
Every technology.
eldest hacked his unauthorized butt around every password and childproof lock we put on the internet.
Yeah.
We gave up. But
Yeah.
yes, we'll
Yeah.
pull some cards on it.
But in the end, AI is basically an advanced search engine. There are a lot of things it can do. Can it just replace all people? No. But can it replace people who are doing uncreative labor? Well, yeah, those people should be worried. It's kind of like when data processors became a thing, and an awful lot of secretaries and personal assistants were suddenly no longer needed. And it's probably going to be a lot like that. But there are still lots of secretaries and personal assistants out there. It's just a somewhat different incarnation of the profession.
Interesting. So I start off with the Five of Wands, which means there will be conflict around it.
Mm-hmm.
The Ace of Wands, which means passion. And then the Nine of Pentacles, which means somebody's going to make money off of it.
Oh, yes.
But, I mean, ultimately, we have a partnership. AI in the classroom, if kids are being taught, are they being taught to use AI or are they being taught by AI? They're not the same thing.
No, they're not. And I don't think we have the answer for that yet. But I suspect the answer will be both. But I also suspect the answer will not be free of human presence, certainly. Um, but it's like I was talking about the role of AI in the legal profession at the moment. One of the ways that it's being heavily used is for all of the paperwork that's involved in the legal profession, for the appointment taking and the grunt work, for want of a better way to put it. And that's something that technology is very well suited for. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
there aren't going to be attorneys. It means that the attorneys and the people who are working under them are going to have to learn some new technologies.
Right.
So I've drawn the Ace of Cups, which is happiness, the Queen of Lamps, which is magic, and the Five of Coins, which is loss. Taking them all together, I would say that overall, in the end, people will be happy with what happens. That they, again, as has come up several times in this hour, they can use their magic to influence the situation to some extent. And there'll also be a feeling that certain things have been lost, as there always is when technology changes. And then I had an escapee, the Nine of Wands, which basically is waiting to see what's happening. It you can see the lady is in her little prison cell, just kind of waiting for things to take their course because she can't influence them. And I think a lot of people may feel that way about this situation, but the outcome didn't look too bad. So there you go. The main thing I would say about it, which I'm saying to anyone who will listen to me, not that people necessarily do, is that this is like any other change in technology, and the people who learn how to use it are the ones who will do best. It's not going to stop because the genie is already out of the bottle. Exactly the forms it will take remain to be seen.
So, Melania had a press conference yesterday where a robot using AI was walked onto the stage, and she said the robot will teach kids. But will kids become dumber and lose cognitive abilities relying on AI?
Well, the card I've drawn is the Tower. So I would say no. I would say actually it may force them to move a little faster. But of course, it depends what the actual live people do with it. If they're programming it down to the lowest common denominator, that's the audience it will serve. It's really a matter of what society's goal for education is. And a certain segment
Also,
of our society does not have what we'd call a high bar.
the other thing is, one robot came out on stage.
And how many
Can
millions of
this,
dollars did that robot cost?
well, what can this robot actually do?
Yeah, it's aspirational at this point. Now, robots, particularly in certain parts of the world, are doing things that are more advanced than the average person is aware of. In Japan, in particular, there's quite a robot culture going. But the idea that robots are going to replace an entire workforce. Well, maybe, but you have to stop and consider cost and efficiency as well. The way our country is with funding education, I can't really imagine them being willing to put out that much money for robots.
There is that,
but in the end, what determines whether children are well educated is usually their parents.
I'm also left with, while a robot or a computer can do certain types of lessons.
Mm-hmm.
30 years ago, my daughter learned some basic phonetics from a computer program, for instance.
Yeah.
It was great. A robot cannot effectively monitor a classroom where we are right now.
No. Having said that, there may be a role for them that is not one of replacement necessarily.
Yeah.
I consider myself a fairly well-educated man. Yet I had a public school education. And I caught myself thinking the other day, wow, public schools must really have come down in the years since I went there. And then I stopped and thought again and reminded myself, wait a minute, that's not why I'm well educated. It wasn't what I was learning in the public school. It's what I came home and learned on my own. I mean, they were not all that better back in the day. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. The one thing we can be sure about is the future will be different from the past. And the other thing we can be sure about is that the more things change, the more they stay the same.
And I personally don't trust Melania Trump as the spokesperson for anything. Shoot me if you want to, but yeah. So David Knutson has asked for a general reading, and we are well over the hour here, but I know we had a hard time, so we'll wrap up at 15 after the hour.
I shall avoid making any Melania comments. Although the idea of Melania Trump as a spokesperson for robots does seem somewhat fitting.
I can't imagine my grandkids being too interested in a robot unless it would do their chores.
It's coming. It's coming. After
That's
all,
where I want a robot. I want a robot that will sweep, mop, dust, and do laundry, okay? I don't need a robot to teach the grandkids. Okay, David, I have pulled this card before, but I shuffled good. I've got the Empress. This is a card of strong feminine energy. It's a very maternal card. It is a card of good fortune. I have the Ace of Pentacles. This card is around material prosperity. It's also a card of good fortune. And I have the Princess of Pentacles, and her advice is quit worrying about it and do it. You have all the resources you need. Hop to it.
And the first card I have drawn is the Nine of Swords, which has come up before. It is the Ghastly Nightmare card. It says that as you go forward, there may be things here you're a little afraid of. Maybe they seem a little large and imposing. Maybe they seem a little difficult. Maybe they seem like something you just don't want to do. But in reality, yes, you do. You want to take that bull by the horns, deal with it straight on, and you'll find it's actually much easier than you think. So don't psych yourself out, and do not allow yourself to perceive something as a problem, which does not really have to be. With that, we have the Ace of Swords, which is good judgment and also decisions that need to be made. As you deal with the immediate future, you're going to be making a number of decisions, but you should trust your judgment to make them. You are more than able to do so. And then we have the Chariot, which is moving forward. And you can see the little man is mounted on the dragon. Maybe he's going to kill the dragon. Maybe he's going to ride the dragon. Who knows? But the meaning of the card is movement forward, action. And it's saying that you're in a position where you're going to have a lot of forward movement. And I would say success in general. I'm going to draw one more card for you. And I've drawn the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups says, as you consider your different options, again, step back from your emotions and make sure that you're seeing them clearly, and use your good judgment to make the decisions you really want to make. And if you do that, everything should move forward pretty well. And above all, don't psych yourself out.
Always good advice. All right. Salama says, I got communication from the employer to give the references for the reference check. I need your reading for the guidance on the next steps on the job. The job. This has been going on for weeks. And then Hippie Janet has asked for a reading, and that will be our last reading for the night.
And this is for the next steps for the job.
Yes.
So the first card
All
I've
right.
drawn, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
First card I've drawn is the Soul, which says that where you're at with this situation is very important to you spiritually, and you want to listen to your spiritual guidance. You will probably find it very satisfying spiritually. The Nine of Lamps is personal strength, personal achievement, and it says that you have the abilities that you need to deal with this. So trust that. There's a little bit of choice involved here. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like it's just moving straight forward, but there's a little bit of a choice. And in making that choice, it's, again, very important to step back from your emotions and look at the situation logically rather than emotionally in making your choices. If you do that, I think everything will work out well. And there you go.
So I have heart. So you have got a lot of emotion wrapped up in the process at this point. I have the lover, so you have a choice to make. I have the emperor. So that is a card of good fortune. And I have the soul when I draw one more card. So I think things are going to turn out very well for you. And then we're going to do the reading for Hippie Janet.
Now, this is a general reading, yes?
Yes.
The first card I've drawn is the Fool. The Fool says that the position that you're in really allows you to go forward any way you want to go forward, but you must make the decision. You have to decide what you want and then take the steps to get it. If you do that, you can do whatever you want. Your road is fairly open. With that, you have the Moon. The Moon is magic and spirituality, and says that as you choose your road and move forward on it, make sure that you're spiritually engaged. Make sure you're using your spiritual abilities, your spiritual insight, that you're staying spiritually connected as you go forward. And then we have the Three of Wands, which is celebration in community. And it says that, if you do those things, you're going to be happy and surrounded by happiness. And I'll draw one more card for you, because of course I will. Then we've drawn the Four of Wands, which is achievement of something you've desired. So you're moving forward in a good direction. And again, the most important thing is to decide what you want and how to go about it. And once you've started taking that action, stay spiritually connected, and everything should go very well. And there you go.
So I have drawn the Fool. So yes, you're at a place of new beginnings. I have the Three of Pentacles. So this is about being recognized for doing good work. And we have the Ten of Cups. So this is about celebrating. So you are in a very positive situation. So I hope you find that helpful. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We'll
Yes,
be
indeed.
back next week. And would you close us out with a prayer, please?
Divine Mother Goddess, Divine Father God, beloved ancestors, we ask you to be with us and to guide us as we go forward and help us to make the right decisions for our circumstances. Help us to feel and express our emotions, but also to hear our common sense and the logic of our thinking minds. Help us to have balance in our lives and guide us in the paths that we walk on so that we may find successful futures as we go forward. Beloved Mother Goddess, beloved Father God, beloved ancestors, we thank you with great love. Knowing you are always with us, still from respect, we thank you for your presence, and may you blessed be. And may you blessed be.
Blessed be everyone.